What's up, Gemini? It's like Chrissy here, and I'm here to do a reading for your sign. So if you're a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, this is the reading for you. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you could, just go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also the bell if you want to get notifications when I post my videos. Now, this video is going to be, this reading is going to be for the sign of Gemini, like I said. For the dates of September 15th through 30th. Now, I have done one for the first half of September. If you you can go to my channel to check that out. If you haven't seen it already, keep in mind that all readings can't possibly work for every single person, so take what resonates and leave behind what does not. Also, you can go ahead and check out your rising sign and your moon sign video to see if there are messages there for you as well. I am available for one-on-one readings. That information will be available down below, as well as how to donate to my channel. All right, so without further ado, let's hop into the reading and see what Spirit has for Gemini. We're going to start off with pulling a card from the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal Oracle deck, one of my faves. Let's see what energy does Gemini have this time. Whoa, okay. Ooh, that jumped out. All right, I saw what it was too, so it was the rabbit. And I want to pick it up first before I start to read on it. Okay. So, woo, Gemini. Okay. You guys here, hold on, I had to get up and get it. Sorry. You guys here have the rabbit energy here. So the thing about the rabbit is rabbits, rabbits usually have a lot of babies, right? So they really do that out of a fear that that they'll be wiped out by another creature. They're like, eagles or wolves or whatever eats rabbits. So that's a mechanism, and I kind of feel like with that, I want to say to you guys that I feel like at this time you're really having a test of what things that you do, of looking at what processes or what ways that you respond to fear, looking at the programming of how you respond to fear. Do you act out of, what things do you do out of fear? What decisions do you make out of fear? What happens when fear approaches you? Are you letting it control you, or are you controlling it? This can be a lot of anxiousness, a lot of worry. This can kind of be that energy here of overthinking things, almost to the point of either overreacting or underreacting to a certain situation. So I kind of get that as the energy that we're kind of going into it with. Let's look and see a little bit more. Sometimes I feel like with this, you can be like kind of like a deer stuck in the headlights. So sometimes things may happen in your life, or things may be happening at this time to where you kind of don't really know which way to go. Not out of you don't want to get anywhere. It's just analysis paralysis. And sometimes you guys are an air sign. It can freeze up. It's like I think of air signs, like, it's funny because in my mind it's not exactly that way, but I think of air signs a little bit more like computers. Okay. I think of them like sometimes just computers just freeze. Like too many things can be going on. Even the best computers, like some people say, oh, MacBooks are better. My MacBook freezes on me sometimes, even though it's it's new. It shouldn't do it that often, but computers and machines do it. iPhones do it. Everything does it. My TV acted crazy one day. All of these things can freeze up sometimes. So I kind of get that feeling, like just like your computer just kind of needs to be reset, almost like maybe it's freezing, like you're freezing up. Okay. I'm gonna see here. We're gonna pull from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart to see what other energies we have here. Spirit, what other energies do we have for us? Yeah, look. So challenging times, and look, this it's funny because the first thing that popped out to me is this shield, and you see how it has these eyes kind of closed on it, like no, I'm not going to deal with that right now. I kind of do see you as like guarded and defensive, so maybe fear does kind of paralyze you, and it makes you kind of block out everything else, and as well as the solutions to the problems as well. So that's kind of what I feel like. I feel like just make sure that you don't allow fear to get you in such a place that you are not open to finding out, to finding solutions to the situations or the spaces that you're in. Because right here with the Five of Wands, in this particular deck, I'm seeing it as you kind of blocking everything out. So you kind of recluse whenever you get into tough situations or whenever you go through challenging times. And it's time to understand the language of that emotion. It's time to understand, and it's funny because I just kind of said the same thing for Taurus. We have to understand why we are in the places that we are in so that you don't end up in this space, okay? I kind of got a feeling here. This is kind of what I'm getting for you guys. When you start to smell, that card popped off the top. And once again, this was one of the cards that I kind of had in the last reading for Taurus, which is definitely the Queen of Cups. It's totally being in touch with all of your emotions and understanding them. So especially understanding fear. But I kind of get this feeling here that it's funny because even as oh my God, I just dropped all of those cards. Let me see something. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. That's the thing about doing live videos. Things fall in the middle of them. It's kind of funny as I'm looking at the back of this card here. As I was gonna say, whenever you see there's smoke, there's usually fire. So I have a feeling that what's happening here is that it's almost like a fire is enclosing in around you. That's kind of what I'm getting. And whenever you see the smoke, you smell the smoke, you see the smoke, that should be your first indication that a fire is coming. So what happens is you don't let the fire get so bad to now you don't have a chance to be able to escape, and it makes you freeze up. And that happens to people. People freeze up in emergencies, they freeze up in fires, they freeze up in things. It's a reaction. It's the flight, or is it called flight or fight, or freeze, and that is I think that may be part of your natural response to things going on. Okay, the thing about it is it's not a problem when you stop and you observe. This is not the same thing as being receptive, like just watching. No, this is nothing. Like it's not receiving, it's not doing, it's really standing there unintentionally. Now if you're standing there to look at the fire to understand how you can navigate out, that's different than just standing there. And I just kind of feel like this is just analysis paralysis right there. So let's see here. All right, let's see. Let me pull a card. All right. Give me a card for Gemini. This is 15 30. All right, what do we have here? All right, let's see here. So we have the nine of Gabriel. So look what it says: stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. So this is the Nine of Pentacles here. Is it the Nine of Pentacles or am I lying? This is the Nine of Wands. Is that it? I always mess up these cards, remembering which one is which. But let's see, because the pink would be reliable. Sorry, guys. I read intuitively, so sometimes I don't remember exactly what the cards are. But this is the Nine of Wands, okay? But yeah, so this is staying determined and moving forward. And also, too, this is still representing that guarded energy that I kind of was talking about that you guys have. I want you to see the picture of it in the traditional deck because it describes what I was kind of talking about. Like, whenever things happen in your life, I want to show you this is why I love cards, because they show the depiction of the energy. These are like pictures to energies. So instead of me saying this is what it feels like, I can show you what it kind of looks like. So that's the Nine of Gabriel, which is the Nine of Wands in the traditional deck. So this is kind of what that energy looks like. So you see, this is what kind of happens to you in situations. So you got all these cards right here. You see this shield, this guard. You see how he kind of looks like he's kind of like looking out, blocking, kind of like stuck right there. He's stuck in that space trying to defend his territory. And I feel like he would not have to put up such a defense because it takes work to be able to shut yourself out, to shut people out and to shut things out. If whenever we know that this fire is coming, that we start to make the moves that we need to be able to get out of the line of fire before it gets time for it to approach like that. Okay, so this is a lot of wands energy. This is a lot to do with action. The five of wands is where we have all these so many different ways that we can go, but none of them really stands out. Nothing really is a bar up over the next. So instead of making the decision to go any way, we choose to go no way. Okay, so that's just like saying, if you go this way, you'll get $20. If you go this way, you'll get 40. If you go this way, you'll get 100. If you go this way, you'll get 1,000, or you'll get this or whatever. And it may be random, you don't know, but it's like a random number that you can get. But if you move nowhere, you get 0 places. Like you get 0 money, or if you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take all the time. And that's never going to change. If you get on the court and you try, then you may make some. But if you sit on the bleachers or on the bench and you never try to make any, then there is 100% guarantee that you will not make any shots. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. So it's leaning more towards taking a chance. I don't really know if this is definitely just something with conflict. It's just like every time the universe is trying to push you to take a chance on yourself, you are very, very defensive against it. Okay, out of fear that things may not work out, things may not grow, things may not go the way that you plan. So look, as I'm looking at the 9 of Gabriel here, you kind of see him harvesting. This is where you kind of don't see anything really growing out of that, but it doesn't mean that seeds aren't there and that seeds aren't growing. Your responsibility is not to see that that the seeds sprout, but your responsibility is to be a seed planter. Okay, so this is where I kind of feel like this is the fear that it may not turn out the way that you may be going after your goals and your dreams, or your desires may not turn out the way that you want them to be. So it kind of puts you in this stage of not really moving at all. Okay, and it's from fear. It's like a analysis paralysis. Okay, and let's just pull a couple of cards, and then we'll pull a couple of tarot cards, and then we'll pull so what do we have for Gemini for September 15th through 30th? All right, is this gonna be 2 cards? It is. So look what that fear is keeping you back from. Okay, it's keeping you from being able to maybe find relationships, or being able to offer yourself. Look, that's that challenging thing, because you're offensive. And for some of you, I mean, you're on the defense. And for some of you, this is where you're wondering, you're like, I'll never get to this happy ending. I'll never be emotionally fulfilled. I'll never find that partner and have that happy life. And then you have the Knight of Cups here. And it's almost like, whenever you step out of this fear, you're able to contribute to that and not expect for the universe to give to it. Right now, what it is that you're standing on if this is relationship wise, or even just dream wise, because this is not always just about relationships. What it is that you're showing up to the function, wondering if you should offer yourself, with the cups here, offer yourself, because you're wondering if it'll be worth it. This is like, should I put my time into this? Is it going to turn into this? So when the uncertainty of knowing that it will keeps you from contributing to it. And the thing is, to get from 1 cup to where you have 10, that's going to take time. And it's going to take perseverance, and it's going to take determination, because there are going to be days where you have invested yourself and you still don't see this yet. But it doesn't mean that it's not growing. And you see how this man is here still smiling, because he's in love with the journey. Be prepared for any possibility. You never know how quickly this may turn into this. But if you aren't willing to put yourself out there and to take the risk, then this can't come to you overnight. This can't come to you tomorrow, next week. It can't come to you in a year's time, because you're not opening yourself up to the possibility, because you're expecting the moment that you offer it for it to turn into that particular thing right away. And that's just not, how life works. And let me tell you the reason of why, because I know you guys are analytical. You guys have this mindset of why. Why? Because if you are still in this place when you get here, because you're thinking that this is it, and when you get to the end of a cycle, when you get to a 10, you start the beginning again. So this one thing, this one pivotal point in your life that you're thinking is going to change everything, is only a mere, is little compared to where the places that you'll go after you get here. So there's more to life than just that moment. And if you are relying on that moment so much to get there, then the universe purposely puts the space in between you and it, because it doesn't want you to find this moment in the actual moment. It wants you to create it now. It wants you to take risks knowing that it's all going to work out in the end, even if you can't see it working out at that time, and to not be so closed off and guarded to life to where you're not letting these opportunities to be able to make that growth come in out of the fear that it won't happen the way you want it to happen when you want it to happen. Okay, and let's see here. All right, so you got the Chariot here. So yeah, this is being able to move forward victoriously. This is moving through like, hey, I'm going to get this because I'm deserving of this, and if I can't get it, I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to be on the defense. I'm going to go out there in action. I'm going to get on the battlefield. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to be victorious. This is changing that attitude, changing that mindset from being one that's kind of guarded to being one where you're moving, where you have momentum, where you're moving forward, and you're not allowing this. This is a card of movement. This is a card of a lot of movement. This is a card here of being stuck and being paralyzed. Okay, so this is what you're doing in that time frame. You're starting to move in a direction towards this 10 of Cups. With your Knight of Cups, you're taking your cup and you're saying, hey, this is what I have at the time, and this is what I have to offer to the function. And for that, it grows, and you start to find people who are willing to contribute to that with you as well. Okay, all of this was worth it. The 9 of Wands, everything that you've been through has been worth it. I know it doesn't seem like it, but the harvest will come soon. Okay, what's the outcome, Spirit? Outcome. Yeah. So the outcome here is the Queen of Swords, and this is you having a determination, letting nothing stop you. This is where you're having a head over heart decisions. Okay, this is where you're saying, you know what, my feelings are telling me that I should be scared of this moment, but I'm going to eliminate that. I'm going to cut that out because it's not truth. Okay, what is coming here is not the truth. Okay, oh, I'm not good enough, not the truth. Cutting that out, still moving forward, still moving towards my goal. Oh, this person mistreated me, it means that I'm unworthy, not true. Cutting that out, still moving towards my goal. Oh, I don't know what to do right now, don't care, still going to move. I'm still going to put one foot in front of the other. I don't know what direction I'm going to go in, but I'm gonna make a commitment to myself that I'm going to cut through anything that's an illusion that makes me feel like I'm deserving or I'm not going to get there, even when it looks like it's not growing, because that's this, okay? This is that energy of you kind of complaining whenever things aren't happening as fast as you want them to happen. And this is the energy of you being able to look at that and say, hey, yes, I see that it doesn't have anything today, but it doesn't mean that it's not growing. And through that, you're able to move forward, and you're able to actually get what it is that you aspire to have in your lifetime, in this lifetime, which for a lot of you is going to be relationships, it's going to be love, it's going to be emotional fulfillment in whatever means that may be. It may not be love. Maybe you're not looking for love right now. Maybe you're already happy in love. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's a creative opportunity with the cups here, creating something or bringing something into fruition from your heart space. Okay, so that is what we have here with these cards. I'm going to go pull one card of advice here from I think this is called the Real Affirmations deck. Spirit, what message do we have for Gemini? Spirit, what message do we have for Gemini this time? Okay, I don't know what card this is. This is a new deck for me, so I'm reading. You are always connected to the wisdom of your higher self and everything around you. Take cues from your energy level and intuition. It's just as important to know when to disconnect from it. It is just as important to know when to disconnect from your own being. So with this right here, I'm just kind of getting this this sense of, yeah, when you feel like you're here and you feel like you're lost, you always have access to be able to find the solutions or to find the way out of things. But if you purposely, we angels and the spirit world, they operate on you have free will. God gave us all free will, so you can choose to block them out or choose to let them in. And if you make a choice to block everything out, then you're making the choice to block everything out. So it's not that the universe is not responding to you. If you put up a wall to where you don't want to hear anything or you're not allowing anything in, then it becomes a choice. Okay, so it says you are always connected to the wisdom of your higher self and everything around you. At any given point, you can always tap in to that energy. Okay, I want to read the rabbit energy to you. All right. So look, this is the rabbit energy. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for such a great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, oh rabbit. They shape your destiny, okay? So it says when it's imbalanced, it can be sensitive. It's a problem solver. It's a good listener, which you guys are totally. But when out of balance, it over explains. It talks fast, and it says to bring into balance. Just get some silent time. Get some time by yourself to be able to disconnect. As it says here, it's just important to know when to disconnect for your own well-being. To be able to bring things, and that's intentional. So when you stop moving for the purpose of having this inner knowledge or this self-knowledge, that's not the same thing as not doing anything, although it may look that way from the outside looking in. This is you making a choice to be connected back to your center, so you can understand that fear, and you can say, why am I scared of what's next? Because I don't have any control over it. Okay, is that what it is? I don't have the control. I can have control by relinquishing control, because this card is all about control. And when I put up this defense, then I'm not in control. But when I allow the universe to put me in a position that it needs to be in, to drive me forward and to push me forward, that makes me in control. So it's like a paradox. It's like letting go puts you in control, and trying to be in control makes you actually not be in control. So this is kind of what is going on for you for the remainder of September, Gemini. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please like this video. Let me know if it resonates down below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.